Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into a question that trips up a lot of students, sociology versus social work. They might sound kind of similar, but trust me, they lead down some very different paths. So let's break it all down and figure out which one might be the right fit for you.
So, if you're someone who's just completely fascinated by people, you love thinking about how society ticks, and you've got this real drive to make things better, yeah, you've probably asked yourself this exact question. It's a huge decision, but by the time we're done here, I promise you'll have a way clearer picture.
First things first, let's just get this out of the way. You really can't go wrong either way. Both of these fields come from the exact same place, this deep curiosity about why we do what we do and this genuine desire to leave the world a little better than we found it. The real difference is all in how they go about doing that.
Okay, so this is it. This is the single biggest takeaway, and it comes straight from the Sociology Coach. Sociology is all about seeking to understand society. Think research, analysis, the big picture. Social work, on the other hand, aims to change society through direct, hands-on action. Understand versus change. If you remember one thing, let it be that. It unlocks everything else we're about to talk about.
So how does that big idea, understand versus change, actually play out when you're in the classroom? Well, it completely shapes what you spend your time learning in college. Let's take a look.
All right, this chart really gets into the nitty-gritty of what your college life would look like. If you go the sociology route, your world is going to be all about research and analysis. You'll get really good at interpreting data, understanding complex theories, and doing a lot of academic writing. But in a social work program, the main goal is direct practice. So you're learning things like case management, professional ethics, and the absolute cornerstone is supervised fieldwork. We're talking real-world, hands-on experience out in the community.
Okay, academics are one thing, but let's get to the question everyone's really asking: what kind of job are you going to get with these degrees? This is where those two paths really start to fork off into completely different directions.
Think of a sociology degree as this awesome toolkit for seeing the big picture. It sets you up perfectly for jobs like a market research analyst, where you're digging into why consumers behave the way they do, or maybe a human resources specialist, where you're using your understanding of group dynamics to build a better workplace. See the theme? These jobs are analytical. They're about understanding and managing systems from a broader view.
Now, flip the coin. Look at social work. These careers are all about being on the front lines. As a clinical social worker, you're literally providing therapy to people. As a school social worker, you're in the hallways, helping students face their challenges head-on. You're not just studying the system from a distance, you are in the system right there, helping people navigate it one-on-one.
All right, let's talk money. Now, when you look at the salary ranges, they seem pretty similar at first glance, right? But the Sociology Coach points out something really important. With a sociology degree, your salary can vary a lot, depending on where you land, a nonprofit, a big corporation, you name it. Social work salaries, especially once you're licensed, tend to follow a more structured and predictable career ladder, particularly in government or healthcare jobs.
And this difference in jobs leads to two very different career journeys. The sociology path is kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure book. It's super flexible, but for those really specialized roles, like becoming a policy expert or a professor, you're almost certainly going to need a master's or a PhD. Social work, it's a much more clear-cut, regulated path. You get your degree, you pass your state licensing exams, and you keep up with continuing education. It's a true professional track. All right, we've thrown a lot of facts at you: academics, careers, salaries, but now let's bring it all back home, back to you. How do you actually figure out which of these paths lines up with who you are and what you want to do?
So, sociology might be your jam if you're the person who sees a headline and immediately starts wondering, what are the bigger forces at play here? If you get excited by data, love exploring big ideas, and want the freedom to choose from a wide range of careers down the road, this is probably the path for you.
But if you're the person who sees someone struggling and your first instinct is, how can I help right now? Then yeah, social work is probably calling your name. This is the path for doers, for advocates, for people who want to be hands-on and make a direct, tangible difference in someone's life today.
But wait, what if you're listening to all this and thinking, I want to do both? Well, here's some amazing news from the Sociology Coach: you actually can. A lot of people choose to get the best of both worlds. They start with a bachelor's in sociology to build that incredible big-picture analytical foundation. Then, they go on to get a Master of Social Work to gain the practical skills to intervene. It's a seriously powerful combo.
So, at the end of the day, what have we got?
We've got two totally different paths. One is about standing back and understanding the why, and the other is about jumping in and creating change. But it is so important to remember that both of them are heading toward the exact same destination.
And honestly, this quote from the Sociology Coach just says it all. Whether you choose to study society or directly serve communities, both paths offer meaningful ways to make a positive impact on the world. It's all about making a difference, just from different angles. Whether you're behind a spreadsheet or sitting across from a client, you're working to make the world a better place.
Okay, so now I'm turning it over to you. We've covered a lot, but this is just the start of the conversation. What questions do you still have about majoring in sociology or social work? What are you still wondering about? Let us know. Drop all your questions down in the comments below.